Today is the anniversary of Tupac passing. It would have been 26 years today. Um, can we speak about, I know we've all gone over the shooting and we've all gone over the hospital and all that stuff, but can you talk to me about the week that Tupac was in the hospital, some of the discussions and some of the meetings that were happening in Vegas, as far as like if he survives or if he doesn't survive, or just what was the atmosphere out there while he's in the hospital?
Yeah, that week was one of the worst weeks of my life. Even worse when the feds came knocking on my door. Might have been tied with that. And kicked my shit in and took all my cars and all my little money and shit. Seizing my house and stuff. And more importantly, going after my parents' cars and houses and stuff, which we eventually got back. But that was a bad week. People always talking about, you was involved, yeah, well, fuck y'all. Y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. But worst days of my life. But yeah, I was still up there trying to make stuff happen. Now, got Pac laying in there fighting for his life. So I just assigned 2 security. So when people talking about they seen all security walking around, all that, it was only 2 security working around there. Any other ones was Kevin Aki ass floating around because I wasn't fucking with him because he was supposed to have been there and he didn't let me know that he was there. Frank, nobody wanted to see him. Everybody was told to keep that motherfucker away from us. And then me, and then the 2 security that was assigned, they were working, I think, 12-hour shifts, 12 on, and then another 12 around the clock. So organizing that, plus now at home, you're hearing about shit going down, niggas getting shot, niggas shooting up niggas. So you're hearing about all that bullshit. My father and my Compton cops telling me, Reg, get away from that shit. Leave. Time to go. Fuck Death Row, Suge Knight, and all that. I'm like, oh, no, I ain't going nowhere. Well, we coming up there to get you. You coming home. No, I ain't going nowhere. So everybody concerned. Everybody worried. You can tell shit was going bad. Now I'm, coordinating with Suge attorneys, taking him down to meet with the detectives, which he pretty much told them, I ain't seen shit. I didn't understand that then, but I understand it now. That's how that G code and how niggas think. Ain't seen nothing, don't know nothing. Well, whatever. Keep wanting to harp to you motherfuckers that it wasn't until that incident happened that Vegas PD started investigating that MGM incident. I know y'all don't understand that, too deep for a lot of y'all, but y'all need to let that seep in because Vegas PD didn't care about that stuff until that shooting happened. Now, once that shooting happened, then yeah, it was major. It was news coverage and all of that. I heard a few of y'all tapping at Lachelle in her interview where she said she was in the club at 11 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night when the DJ announced that Pac had died. And we all know he died at 4 o'clock in the daytime. Y'all gotta understand. I know it's hard for y'all to understand. But, man, we got 11 o'clock p.m. news, 5 or 6 o'clock news, and maybe a.m., early morning news. And they was mainly talk shows and stuff like that. Good Morning America, talking about drinking coffee and shit like that. Stuff that was going on in the day. You didn't get news cycles like we get now, all on YouTube, all on all these different cable stations and all of that. So word of Tupac, and plus, Tupac was big to a lot of us. But he wasn't as big as we make him out to be in the way stuff would travel, word would travel in 95. MTV News would break it and probably was doing stuff. But everybody didn't watch MTV News all day and every day. And they would only break it when Kurt was there or somebody like that was there, and doing breaking news. So I get it that word probably didn't get back about Tupac death until about 5 to 6 hours later, because y'all living in a different time than we lived in 95. We didn't have all of this form of communication, the news information like y'all do. So y'all lay off her in the comments about that, because that's just how it was, unfortunately. How news traveled by word of mouth. And it took 5 to 6 hours for word of mouth to get out. Because everybody wasn't watching the news back then. Only the old folks. But yeah, only forms of communication was the newspapers, magazines, and those different hours that, 1 hour, probably 3 hours a day of news cycles. In the 90s. But yeah, it was a rough day, man. I'm telling you, the worst times of my life. But you know what? You know what we about to do? We about to see how this motherfucker feeling on this day, on the 13th of September 2022 versus what the punk motherfucker was doing September the 13th, 1996. So let's call him and see if he answers me.
Okay.
Hello.
Keefe, what's up?
What's up?
Man, I was just calling this September the 13th. I was just calling to see how you feeling today.
And who is this?
Nigga, this is Reg. How you doing today, man? Want to see when you gonna come on bomb first?
Look, you need to dig up. Oh, excuse me.
So, anyway, we tried to call Keefe. Y'all see he didn't want to talk to me. But hey, if y'all want to call the brother and ask him how he doing today, since it's the 13th, 26 years ago, call the nigga. 951 339 11. Call him. Ask him. Clay Reyes told him to call in this act. How you doing today? How you feeling today, nigga? 26 years ago, knowing what you did. Being a part of that. I asked him. I'm sure most of y'all call him, hey, we love you, Keefe. Damn. All of that bullshit. But if y'all real Pac fans or real writers or real niggas, ask that nigga, how you feeling, man? I just want to know how you feeling about that. Getting away with that. Have you prayed to God and asked God to forgive you for that? But yeah, that's all I got to say on that subject.